What's going on, YouTube? We're back at it again. We're gonna test another influencer's workout routine to see if it's actually optimal or if it's not optimal. They like to advertise their routines as the most optimal one. So, as a middle school science teacher, we're gonna actually test this out. Or this week's influencer, we're gonna test out. Since the Onyx V1s just dropped that Gymshark, we're gonna be testing David Lade's workout routine. David Lade has put out an article on his split, and we're going to be doing that workout instead. We did hit on the Onyx V1s. We're waiting for that right now to get delivered, but we're not at Onyx right now, so let's get into character. All right, we got our Onyx on. Let's go hit our first workout. I have never felt weaker in my life than I did during this workout. David Lade's leg day didn't just humble me, it made me question everything about how I've been training. Last week was Sam Sulek split. This week, David Lade. And his program is built on something completely different. It's called Daily Undulating Periodization, or DUP. Basically, you rotate between heavy strength days, hypertrophy days, and power days all in the same week. Sounds smart on paper, but on leg day one, it felt like I walked into a trap. The workout opens with barbell squats. One set of 5, as heavy as you can. So, it's been a while since I squatted, so I loaded up 230. Got my 5. Felt solid. And then the program says 4 more sets of 12 reps. The crazy part is the drop off. You go from everything you've got for 5 reps to barely surviving 12 with weight you'd normally warm up with. My legs were shaking by set 2. Honestly, seeing the rest of the program after this, 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps on literally everything, I knew right then my week was going to be miserable. Romanian deadlifts, 3 sets of 10. That might not sound bad on its own. But here's the thing, my body is conditioned for 2 sets for 6 to 8 reps, super heavy, low volume, max weight. That's how I've always trained my hamstrings. By rep 7 of set 2, I wasn't thinking about stimulus or hypertrophy. I was thinking about what excuse I could use to skip the rest of this workout. My hamstrings had no idea what hit them. And we still had lunges coming. Walking lunges, 3 sets, 10 reps per leg, after squats, and after RDLs. This is where I almost quit the entire challenge. Not clickbait, not exaggeration. I was standing there with shaking legs, staring at the floor, genuinely talking to myself into every single step. The gym wasn't busy that day, and I'm glad because nobody needed to see what I looked like trying to finish these. We were supposed to do glute ham raises. Unfortunately, my gym doesn't have the equipment, and honestly, I wasn't mad about it. The honest review. The pump, genuinely good. Not the best I've ever had, but solid. I would do this exact workout again? Absolutely not, and here's why. This leg day is built for somebody who needs maximum muscle stimulus as fast as possible. Someone newer to lifting, trying to build that foundation. And for that person, this probably works. The volume forces adaptation. I get it. But for where I'm at right now, this is a wake-up call. I have never felt so weak. Not in months, not in years. And the crazy thing is, that weakness might be telling me something that I've been avoiding. I've been cutting, trying to lean out. But after this workout, man, I think we might need to pump the brakes on the cut and focus on getting our strength back because you can't build anything on a weak foundation. You hear people say mass moves mass, and I think I forgot what that actually means. It's not about being huge. It's about being strong enough to handle the work. And right now, this workout showed me I'm not. All right, moving on to push day 1. And I had to do this in the new Gymshark Onyx V1. I mean, it's a David Lade split. If there's a time to wear it, now's the time. Whether the pump came from the workout or the shirt, we gonna find out. So the program called for a top single 1 rep as heavy as you can. My app said 285 pounds based on the old numbers, but I haven't benched heavy since May, so I dropped it to 275 pounds just to be safe. And I almost died. The weight came down, didn't come back up. No spotter, so I had to get creative to get the bar off my chest without crushing myself. Do not, I'm dead serious, do not bench heavy alone. That was stupid. I know it was stupid. I'm fine. But it could have gone differently so fast. Also, disclaimer, that bar was spinning left and right. So, could that have been the reason? Maybe. I don't know. We dropped the weight way down. Then the program hits you with 4 sets of 4. After the top single, so you're already gassed, already shaking up. Now you've got volume. Honestly, dropping the weight was the right call. I focused on making every rep clean, full control, because after that scare, I wasn't about to go ego left with anything else. Push press. Never done these before, and I gotta say, they felt incredible. It's like an overhead press, but you got to get that little dip and drive from your legs. Take some of the load off the shoulders and let you move more weight overhead. My shoulders felt strong, stable. This might be one exercise from the entire split that I actually keep. New movement, no ego, just good reps. Honestly, the highlight of the session. Dips. Body weight only. I didn't even try to add weight. I just want to see if I can still do them. My triceps were on fire. Like that deep stretch when you only get from dips. I haven't felt that stretch in months. I used to be able to knock these out no problem. Today, every rep was a negotiation. The triceps were screaming, but the stretch felt good. The kind of good that means you haven't been doing something you should have been doing. Pec deck flies, easy work. Slightly tired at this point, but honestly, this was the recovery portion of the workout. Just get the reps in. Zen, lateral raises on this new machine the gym just got. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is nice. The resistance curve is way smoother than dumbbells. My side delts were burning, but in that satisfying way, not the I might die way. Sick machine, 10 out of 10. If your gym has one, use it. Skull crushers, then triceps extensions to finish. By this point, the triceps were already cooked from the dips. This was just punishment. 3 sets of each, and I'm not gonna pretend I wasn't pushing heavy. I was trying to get through it. The pump was almost painful at this point. Done. Triceps officially destroyed. Push day 1. Kind of fun, but also not. The bench press scare was bad. That's on me, not the program. But the volume after the top set, 4 sets of 4, that's where the split shows its hand again. David Lay's program is built for beginners who need maximum muscle stimulus as fast as possible. And on push day, that means your chest and triceps get absolutely flooded with volume. Push press was a standout. Dips reminded me I've been neglecting tricep stretches. Everything else was solid. The pump was genuinely top tier. But I don't know if it was the workout or the shirt. Only time will tell. Either way, 2 days down, my body's already asking me what I did to deserve this. So, pull day. And immediately, I'm confused. This program puts deadlifts on pull day? I've never done a pull day that started with deadlifts. When I ran PPL, pull day was rows and pull downs and curls. That's it. And now I'm standing here wondering, was I structuring my pull days wrong this entire time? Or is David Lake just built different? Only one way to find out. I'll pull sumo. I'm still too scared to pull conventional. Something about the setup just feels safer. So sumo it is. Don't be hating. The program calls for a heavy triple. I loaded up 300 pounds, 3 reps. And honestly, light work. Sort of. 300 moved. But this is David Lade's split. So of course, there's more. 4 sets of 6. After that top triple, I dropped it to 225. Not because I couldn't pull heavier. After last push day's bench scare, I'm not trying to have any chance with my lower back. 4 sets, 6 reps. And by set 3, I can feel my grip starting to go. Then the program hits you with more deadlifts. Stiff leg deadlifts. Or SLDLs. They got a better ring to it. 3 sets of 10. And my grip already fried from sumo. My hamstrings getting that deep stretch. My legs actually had a nice pump going, which is wild to say on a pull day. This was tough. Not in the weight is too heavy way, in the my body has never been asked to do this much pulling volume in one session way. My forearms were screaming. Hamstrings were confused why they were working so hard on back day. Nobody was happy. Pull-ups, body weight only. No added weight. And in my head, I was like, this should be light work. I'm able to do pull-ups with 45s. They were not easy. Turns out, after the 2 deadlift variations, your back and grip already have cooked. Those are the hardest 8 bodyweight pull-ups of my life. Genuinely. I was humbled by my own body weight. Then, Yates rows. And this is where I need to explain something, because most people don't know the difference between Yates rows and regular barbell rows. In a regular barbell row, your torso is closer to parallel with the floor. Yates rows, you're way more upright, maybe 45 degrees, underhand grip, and you're pulling to your lower stomach instead of your chest. It hits your lats differently. More stretch at the bottom, and with the volume in this program, my back was literally on fire. The pump was finally kicking in, but it took damn near half the workout to feel it. Barbell shrugs, and at this point my grip was basically gone. Every rep felt like the bar was going to slip. My traps were burning, my hands were begging me to stop, but this program doesn't care. Barbell curls, then seated hammer curls, 3 sets each, because apparently your biceps haven't done enough gripping and pulling already. These were just finish him, Mortal Kombat style. The biceps were toast. I was just moving weight to move weight. Not pretty, not heavy, just done. Alright, pull day 1, honestly, pretty okay. I did feel really strong deadlifting 300 for multiple reps. It's nothing to complain about, but here's the weird part. I didn't actually feel my back until halfway through the workout. Like, we were already into Yates rows before I thought, oh, okay, there's the back pump. Everything before that was just survival. This workout isn't S tier, but it's also not mid either. It sits somewhere in that weird middle ground where you finish and think, that was solid, but I'm not itching to do it again. The volume in this program is genuinely insane. 3 deadlift variations effectively, pull-ups, rows, shrugs, 2 curls variations. It's just exercise after exercise after exercise. No wonder David Lay looks exactly how he looks. You don't survive this kind of volume week after week without transforming. 3 days down, my body hates me, and we still have legs 2 coming. So leg day 2, and I'm going to be honest, I was not excited for this one. Day 1 was brutal. 5 rep max on squat, 4 sets of 12 right after. My legs were wrecked for 3 days. Now the program says to do it again, but heavier? This is where it gets real. 245 for 3. I haven't squatted heavy since. Honestly, I don't even remember. And then walkout felt heavier than it should have. First rep move, second rep slower, but the third rep, that shit was a grind. The kind where you're not sure if you're coming back up or about to become a folding chair. 3 reps, we hit it. But here's what I noticed. On day 1's 5 rep max, I had more in the tank. Today, that third rep took everything. The program still wanted 4 more sets after that. 4 sets of 8, dropped the weight, not dramatically, but enough that I could actually finish. And this is where day 1 and day 2 really split. The heavier top set felt like an accomplishment. Day 1's volume just felt like a punishment. 4x12 after a max is the kind of thing you only do because a program tells you to. 4x8, that's tough but doable. My quads were pumped. Lower back was starting to talk, and we still had RDLs and lunges because of course we did. 3 sets of 10 on the RDL, same as day 1. But by this point, the exercise order starts to matter. After that, we hit some lunges, 10 sets with each leg. We got some visible wobble. This is where David Lade's program does something interesting. Both leg days end with the same exact accessory work. Doesn't matter if it was a 5 rep max day or a 3 rep max day. Doesn't matter if you did 4x12 or 4x8. You're still doing 3 sets of lunges at the end of the day. Leg day part 2. Compared to leg day part 1, heavier top set, lower volume on the back off squat, same accessories, same misery. I think leg day 2 is a bit better, and I didn't expect to say that going in. The 3 rep max feels like you actually did something, like you pushed a number that matters. Day 1's 5 rep max was tough, but 4x12 after felt like volume for volume's sake. Day 2 is more efficient, heavy, tough, done. The volume in this program is still insane. Don't get me wrong, but day 2 feels intentional. Like there's a reason for every rep. Day 1 felt like someone just decided you haven't suffered enough. Would I run legs 2 again? Hell yeah. Would I run leg 1? Only if the program made me. And that's the difference. Push 2. We flipped the whole thing. The main lift isn't benching. 5 rep max on the overhead press, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't train overhead press heavy. It's always been an accessory, something I do after bench. So walking up to a 5 rep max as the main event is uncharted territory. We hit all 5, but here's what I noticed. A 1 rep max bench is scary because the weight is heavy. A 5 rep max overhead press is scary because every rep past 3 feels like it might be your last. Different kind of fear, same outcome. You either get it or you don't. And the program said 4 sets of 12 because of course it did. 4x12 overhead press after a 5 rep max. Who hurt David Lade? Push 1 with 4x4 on bench after a 1 rep max, low volume, heavy, designed for strength. Push 2 is the opposite. 4x12 after a 5 rep max, high volume, designed to make your shoulders question every decision that led to this moment. The pump hit fast, like absurdly fast. By set 2, my shoulders look like I've been training for an hour. And honestly, that's the difference between 2 push days. Push 1 is moving weight. Push 2 is accumulating volume. Your shoulders don't care how much it's on the bar. They just know they've been working for what feels like forever. Now we're going to the incline barbell bench. 3 sets of 12. This is where the exercise selection gets interesting. Push 1 had a flat bench as the main lift and push press as a secondary. Push 2 replaces the press with incline. And I think that's smart. If you just did a 5 rep max on the overhead press and 4x12, the last thing your shoulders want is a push press, which is basically explosive overhead press. Incline bench shifts the angle, gives your front delt some work, but brings your upper chest back in. My chest was still sore from push 1, like genuinely sore. An incline bench on a sore chest is a special kind of humbling. The weight wasn't heavy, but every rep reminded me I benched heavy 3 days ago. Push 1 had pec deck flies here instead. Isolation. Push 2 has incline bench, a compound, heavier, more demanding, but makes sense when the main lift switch from bench to overhead press. You need something to keep your chest from falling behind. Now, we got 3 sets of 10 for our lateral raises. Same as push 1, but here's the thing. These hit completely different after obliterating your shoulders. After bench press, lateral raises feel like a break. Your shoulders are fresh enough that 10 reps is just 10 reps. After the overhead press, 10 reps of lateral raises feel like 20. The side delts are already fried from stabilizing all that overhead work. You're not starting at 0, you're starting at maybe 60%. And honestly, that's the theme of push 2. Nothing is a break. Everything builds on fatigue of what came before. Push 1 has moments where you can breathe. Push 2, the overhead press sets, the tone, and nothing lets up. Then we're gonna finish off with some dips. 3 sets of 10. Same as push 1, same rep scheme, totally different experience. On push 1, dips came after a push press. Your triceps were tired, but your chest was still fresh. Push 2, this came after incline press. Your chest is already fatigued from the incline work. Every dip felt heavier, deeper, more of a grind. The crazy thing is, both push days have the same accessories and slightly different orders, but the order changes everything. Push 1 goes from dips, then flies, then lateral raises, then triceps. Push 2 goes incline, then lateral raises, and then dips, and some more triceps. Now, we still hit the overhead extensions with the dumbbells and some skull crushers, both sets taking a 3 sets out of 10. I just didn't record it, but just know that those 6 sets were tough ones, okay? All right. Push 2, compared to push 1, overhead press instead of bench, high volume instead of heavy, incline bench instead of a push press, same accessories, just in different orders. You know, we got a bit more of a shoulder focus and less chest. I didn't expect to say this, but I think push 2 is a better push day, and here's why. Push 1 is a bench day. That happens to have shoulder work. The accessories feel like they're filling gaps around the bench press. Push 2 is a real push day. Everything connects. Overhead press fills into incline bench feeds into dips, laterals that hit side delts that are already pre-fatigued from overhead pressing. The triceps work at the end is just a final nail in the coffin. The volume is still high, 7 exercises, same as push 1, but minus 1. But the exercise selection on push 2 feels more intentional. Pull 2 is the exact same workout. Every exercise, every accessory, every step and rep except the deadlifts. 3 rep max becomes a 1 rep max, followed by 4 sets of 2. That's it. That's the only difference. So for our deadlift, for our top set deadlift, 335 pounds. I haven't pulled this weight ever. This is a PR for me. A 1 rep max squat, that's something you could bail on. 1 rep max bench, you have a spotter, or at least you should. But a max deadlift is just you and the bar. You either pick it up or you don't. There's no gray area, no safety net. Bar broke the floor, knees locked, hips through, 1 rep, 335, done. Hit it, but it was a fight. A genuine, everything you have fight. Pull 1's 3 rep max, a lighter weight felt heavy, but controlled. This was survival. 1 rep max deadlift, don't test your strength, they test your willingness to suffer. And then the program said 4 sets of 2 after a 1 rep max because David Lade is a madman. We started at 315, worked down to 275. And on paper, that sounds easy, especially after doing 335 for 1. Pull 1 was 4 sets of 6, 24 reps, way more volume. But here's the thing, pull 1's 4x6 was done at a weight where you could actually move. Smooth reps, controlled. Pull 2's 4x2 is done after a 1 rep max, and those 2 reps are still fucking heavy. Now we're heading to the SLDLs, 3 sets of 10. Hamstrings were trembling, like visibly trembling. Pull 1's SLDLs were tough, but manageable. But pull 2's, every rep I could feel my lower back reminding me what just happened. Pull-ups after deadlifts, already cruel as is. Your lats are pre-fatigued from stabilizing every pull. Your grip is shot from holding the bar. By set 2, I was hitting 7 reps and feeling grateful. Yates rows, and here's where the fatigue really stacked. Pull 1's rows felt like a productive back movement, but pull 2's felt like I was surviving. Every rep, I could feel my entire posterior chain asking me to stop. Crazy thing, the exercises are identical. Same order, same sets, same reps. The only difference is what happened before them. The difference turned a tough workout into one of the most draining sessions I've ever. Shrugs were the one movement that still felt normal. Your traps don't care if you just max out on deadlifts. They just do their job. Honestly, shrugs were almost a break, but the bicep work, different story. On pull 1, my arms were tired, but I could still move decent weight. But on pull 2, I had to drop the weight on everything. Barbell curls, hammer curls, both. My biceps were getting indirect work from every single pull. Deadlifts, stiff legs, pull-ups, rows. By the time I got to direct arm work, there was nothing left. The pump was insane. My arms looked bigger than they ever looked, but they also felt like they were going to fall off. Pull 1's bicep work was changing, but pull 2 was humiliating in the best way. Pull 2's done, let's compare to pull 1. Same workout, different deadlift scheme, completely different experience. Pull 1 is a volume deadlift day. 3 reps max, 4x6, 27 total reps, including the top set. It's a tough, it's draining, but it's sustainable. You walked away feeling worked, not destroyed. Pull 2 is a 1 rep max day. 4x2, 11 reps total. Less than half the volume, and it destroyed me. My back was absolutely wrecked. My grip, my hamstrings, my everything, all from 11 deadlift reps. If I had to pick one, pull 2, the 1 rep max makes you feel like you actually accomplished something. Pull 1 is a smarter training day, better for growth, better for longevity, but pull 2 is a day you remember. 335 for 1, everything after was just earning the right to leave. Okay, so here's the thing I noticed with David Lade's split. All right, volume was super high, but intentional, right? Felt like sometimes you're doing too much, but it never went to that point. It always barely made it there. We pushed for muscle exhaustion, and I think that's very good. Now, I think some movements did go too far, but never to the point where you were like, dang, this is a bit too much. Exercise selection was amazing. Nothing repetitive like Sam Sulek's split. Nothing like that. The pull day had a big twist. We've never deadlifted on a pull day before. I think that's a good twist. We really were hitting the back by doing our deadlifts. Overall, I believe that this split is really good if you're a newbie. You know, you're gonna get a lot of newbie gains because of the amount of volume and the muscles that you're hitting. It allows you to build a strong foundation. Building a strong foundation is very important, especially if you're trying to either put on size or put on strength. Next up, we're doing, one of the legends of bodybuilding. We're doing Arnold Schwarzenegger's split. We'll see you next time. Please like, subscribe, drop a comment, say who we should do next. Follow my TikTok. It's XB Lifting. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.